student. So this is our video on HTML, that is Hypertext Markup Language, for basically class 6 and 7. And in this video we are going to learn some basic knowledge of HTML language, and we'll see that how we can use this language to develop web pages and websites. So in this particular video we will be seeing some basic elements or tags of HTML language. Now, first of all, we'll try to know what is HTML. Actually, its full form is Hypertext Markup Language, and HTML is standard markup language for creating web pages. And web pages, collection of web pages makes a website. HTML describes the structure of a web page, and HTML consists of a series of elements, or also we can say as tags. And HTML tells the browser how to display the content. So the HTML file which we will create will be running on the web browser. It can be any web browser, and then web browser will display the content of the HTML file. So in this video we are going to do some demo, and we will create a demo file, and with the help of that we will try to work on HTML file and see how really we can create HTML page. So for that I have taken one text editor. You can take any text editor, it can be a notepad or any other text editor. So let's begin with some basic tags of HTML language. Now the first tag, the very beginning, please remember that the first tag should be the HTML tag. So each HTML file begin with HTML tag, and that tag need to be enclosed within this angle bracket open and close, or also we can say as a smaller than greater than sign. Okay, and the first tag is HTML. It's all made up of tags. So the first tag is HTML. So each HTML program should be within HTML tag open and close. So at the very beginning only, after leaving some line, I am closing this HTML tag also. And how to close? Just using the same tag name but with the / sign. Okay, so this is called HTML tag open, and this is called HTML tag close. Now within this we can have all those tags whichever and we wish to have, and each tag will have a specific task to perform. Now let's say I want title in my web page, so I will be using the title tag. The only thing is you need to remember is the name of the tag correctly with the correct spelling, and if it is required you need to close it. Okay, so let's say my tag is title. Now I'm writing this is my web page, whatever, that is up to you, whatever you want to write in the title of the tag, and it will appear over here. This is called title. So in my web page this will be the title. This is my web page. Now I need to close. So how I'm going to close? Using slash title. Okay, and one thing you need to remember that, see, I'm using these tag in capital letter, but it is not necessary. You can write it is these letters all small, or a mixed case, means I can write title like this, no harm, it will still work. Or I can write title like this, it will still work. But for simplicity and just to make you understand, I'm using capital letter, but it is not compulsory. Yes, so this is my title. So this is my web page, and within the title tag open and close. Now the next tag, the common tag, is paragraph tag. Let's say I'm using capital letter now, P. So for paragraph tag, the tag name is P. Now in the paragraph, if I want to write anything, I can write, okay, so I can write this is my first attempt to create HTML file, whatever. So you can go as long as you wish to write in the paragraph, but I'm writing this much only for just to explain you. And some of the tag you may wish to close, but it is not compulsory. Same apply for paragraph tag. So let's say I'm not closing it. Fine. Now coming to the new line. Now let's say I have a tag called heading tag. Okay, or I think heading tag should be before paragraph tag, so I can go over here. So make sure that where you are placing, that is important, because they will be shown in that order only. Now heading, now there are heading from H1 to H6. Please remember, H1 is the biggest of the heading and H6 is the smallest of the heading. So it is ranging from H1 to H6. Now whatever size of heading you want, you can have. Let's say we are taking heading as H1, the biggest one. Now here I am writing welcome, welcome to my home page, whatever. Now closing this tag as h1. Okay, now I think you must have understood how to close. Simple, I have written in all capital. Fine. Now let's try with another level of heading. Let's say not necessary you after h1 you write h2. It depend upon you whether you write h2 or h4 and h1 or whatever. Now let's say I'm using h3 with the same what you call content. Welcome to my home page. So we'll see the difference. Okay, now h3. Okay, now h6 is smallest, so if you wish you can have. So it depends like how and you can use them and how where you need to use them. Okay, now it's fine. So let's save it first and then later on we can add more tags in it. So how to save? Very simple. Go to file and then save. But for saving, one thing you must remember is that the name of the file can be any name. Let's say web home page, or let's say home. I have given the name home. Now make sure that the format should not be the plain text, otherwise it will make it as an ordinary text file. It has to be HTML document, or you can give extension over here .html. It is up to you how you are saving. Okay, so let's say I've given file format as HTML. This you have to remember that it has to be HTML document, otherwise it will be an ordinary text document. Then it will not work as HTML file. So I am saving it where I am saving on desktop. Now it has been saved. Okay, you can see the icon also here. Now I'll minimize it. Do not close, but the best way of working is to minimize it. Now after minimizing, as you can see in my desktop, it is shown over here with the name as home. Okay, and it is shown that it is HTML file. I'll double click on it. As soon as I'll double click, it will load in the web browser. Have a look at this. It has been loaded in my web browser. This is my Safari browser. Okay, and in this browser you can see the file name home.html with the path, and this is the title. This is my web page. Remember, this was the title, and then welcome to my home page. This was heading 1, h1, the bigger one. This is h3, smaller one, and this was paragraph. This is my first attempt to create HTML file. Fine. Now I will minimize it. Please do not close, just minimize it. And now we will add some more tags in it. So for that, we'll go back to our HTML file which we minimized before. As you can see, the tags already been changed. You know, it is the feature of this software. It is changing the tag, differentiating the tags from the rest of the content. Now let's say I want to give a background color. For that, there's a tag, the common tag called body tag. The tag name is body. Now with some tags there are some attributes. So the one of the attribute is bg color. Bg color. Okay, so body is the name of the tag and bg color is an attribute. And now what color I want, I need to give within double inverted comma. Please remember, these value has to appear within double inverted comma. Let's say yellow. Okay, so whichever color you want you can have, and then closing the tag. Okay, so what I have done, I have chosen the color yellow as a background color. So the tag name is body and bg color is the name of the attribute of that tag. Now let's save it. Whenever you do any changes, you have to save. Just save. So what you have added, this body tag, so you have to save, and then after save, just minimize it and maximize your browser. But it is still showing the white color. So what you need to do, refresh. You know how to refresh, with the F5 key, or here is the refresh button, maybe in your browser somewhere else. So you just find out the refresh. Have a look at this. background color has been changed to yellow. Now I'll add some more in it, so I'll minimize it. I'll go back to the browser again. Now I'll add something more in it. Let's say horizontal line. Let's say I want to draw a line after this, or let's say after this paragraph I want to draw a line. So what I'll do, after paragraph I will use a tag called HR, horizontal rule. HR stand for horizontal rule, and this tag is this much only. You need not to write backslash by closing it. It's straight away horizontal rule. If I want two horizontal rule, I will write HR twice. Okay, so have a look at this. I have used this tag twice, HR. Now again I'll have to save it. Now I have saved. Go back to the browser. It is still the same. Then refresh it. You can see there's two horizontal line over here. Fine. Now just minimize it. Now after this body tag, let's say I want to have another text, but this time I want the font uh, size should be different. At the same time, I want to make it bold italic. So let's try. Let's say I'm using a heading tag, although let's say I'm using heading tag H2. Okay, or let's say paragraph only, simple. But in this paragraph I want that the text should be bold. So for bold the tag is B, for italic tag is I, and for underline tag is U. So I've used so many tags. Paragraph tag, but at the same time the text in the paragraph should be bold, italic and underline. Now this is my text. So here I'll write, let's say this is this is uh, this is my own file, or whatever. That is up to you what you want to write. Now remember, while closing, now the tag which I have opened, specifically bold, italic and underline, because paragraph tag as need not to close at time, but for bold, italic, underline, the order I have opened it, in the reverse order I have to close. So the tag which was last open, you need to be closed first. So I'll write slash u, then I will write slash I, sorry, then I will write slash I, and then I will write slash, let's say, B. Okay, so it was open like BIU, while closing it is UINP. And here is the text. This is my own file, and it's a paragraph. So again I will have to save. Now I think you must have understood how to work with this. Then go to the browser file. It is still showing no effect, so you have to refresh it. And as you can see, this is coming in bold, because this was normal paragraph. This is bold with italic also. As you can see, it is slightly tilted, and underline also. So I hope that you must have understood this tag also, bold, italic, underline, how to use them. Okay, now one more thing. Now as we can see in the output, there is no space as such between the two horizontal rule and this line. So how I'm going to get the space? Let's see, if I want to leave some space between these two line and this paragraph, how can I get it? So for that, even if I'll press enter over here between the paragraph, oh sorry, the horizontal line and the paragraph, let's say I'm leaving this much of space like we do in MS Word. So between horizontal rule and the paragraph I have given this much of space, so I think it should appear over there. Let's see how it comes. I have saved, so I have given this much of spacing. Now go to the browser and refresh it, but have a look at this. There is no spacing. It is still the same. So in HTML, to get any effect, you have to have use text. So in this case, for giving space, this formula doesn't work. For just giving the uh, pressing the enter key that many number of times. For that we have a tag called BR. We have a tag called BR, that is break row. Break row is just like enter. So I want to leave three spacing, line spacing, I'll have to give BR 3 times, or let's say I want to give 4 times, or let's say 5 times. Okay, so how many times? 1 2 3 4 5. Now it will give 5 line spacing. So save it and then refresh it, have a look at this. There is no space as such, but once I'll refresh, have a look at this. Now there is five line space between these two horizontal line and this particular paragraph. So initially I think you must have understood how to work with HTML file with the HTML tag open and close. Then this is for title. These are headings from H1 to H6, depend upon whatever type of heading you want or whatever size you can use that tag. Then we have paragraph tag, and then horizontal rule for drawing horizontal line, BR for giving one line space. If I want to give five line space, I have used it 5 times. Then body is the tag, BG color is attribute that we'll be seeing in the next video also, where I have chosen the color yellow. If you wish, you can change the color. Let's say change the color from yellow to, let's say, uh, red. Red. Now see what happened. So for this we will save it and then we will minimize. You can still see in the output only, you know. So once we will refresh, it will come in color as background color as red. So this is the way how it works. You can still try out this. Then we have bold, italic, underline tag, and the tag which in the order they have opened, in the same order they need to be closed. So the U, I, and B will be the order while closing. So this was a small example of HTML file. I hope you must have understood, and you can try this at home. In the coming video, we will be having more examples with the explanation on HTML. So thank you very much.